welcome to Atlanta BDPA Real Talk, Speaker Behind the Topic series. For our April 18th meeting, which will be held at Matrix in Dunwoody, Georgia from 6 to 8:30 p.m., we will be speaking on the topic of mobile devices. The presentation will be BYOD, Bring Your Own Device. And Guy McDonald, a consultant systems engineer at Worldwide Technology, will be teaching us how to deal with bringing your own mobile devices and applying them to the corporate network, deal with the issues, and also how to mitigate those issues. So let's welcome Guy McDonald, our speaker behind the topic for this month. Guy, so welcome to our Tech Talk series with Atlanta BDPA.
Well, thank you, Felicia. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for including me, and I'm looking forward to meeting everybody next week.
And we're looking forward to meeting you in person. So, Guy, tell us about yourself. Give us a little background about you.
Okay, sure. I'd be happy to. I'm currently working as a consulting systems engineer with Worldwide Technology, and I work here in the Atlanta Metro, calling on some of the larger clients that we have in town here. And my task really is to help consult with companies about technology solutions that they may have a need for based on business requirements. So really enjoy that, and have had a great time in the Atlanta Metro over the years doing very similar work.
That's great. So how did you actually get involved in IT?
Well, I spent a number of years in the military, and when I left the military service, a lot of the skills and capabilities I had attained transferred very nicely into the IT world, and started working in a data center, installing and troubleshooting data communications equipment, and moved on into actually designing data connectivity for clients of ours, and that it led into doing some consulting work as an engineer for value-added resellers, and eventually with data communications manufacturer like Cisco Systems. I spent 9 years with Cisco Systems as a systems engineer, basically designing data communication solutions, unified communication solutions, etc.
So you mentioned you were in the military. Can you tell us which branch of the military you were in? And also, was that an easy transition or hard transition once you went from doing military systems over to doing, corporate systems?
Sure, yeah. I spent 11 years in the Air Force and just had a great time doing that. Started right out of high school, in fact. So I was in the Air Force from age 18 to 30. So I had a great time doing that. And I worked actually as a communications engineer in a command post. And some of the tasks that I had there were basically to install, operate, analyze, troubleshoot data communication solutions on an airborne command post plane. And after the Gulf War ended and they were looking for a lot of us to leave the service, I thought it was a good time to go and put some of those skills to use. So it was a very easy transition for me. A very technical job I had in the Air Force translated very nicely to a credit card processor data center that I went to work in. So a lot of the skills and fundamentals that I learned in the military translated very nicely into information technology.
Well, I personally want to thank you for your time in the service and for serving our country and protecting us. And I myself am also a veteran of the military. I served in the U.S. Army for 4 years. But I still want to thank you for your service.
It was my absolute pleasure, and I wouldn't trade a minute of it. And I've since had 2 of my children follow in my footsteps, and both of them have served in the Army. So we have something in common there, Felicia.
That's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. So you say you have children and they're older adults. Do they share your passion of IT?
Well, I have two of them that are probably inclined to get involved in information technology. I've got 5 children, and of course they all have different personalities. But 2 of them are very studious and very technically inclined, and I could see either one of them easily get involved in information technology in some form.
Now, as a veteran of IT, not just the military service, but of IT, as the kids were growing up, did you ever push IT for them to, get involved in IT, or did you just let them, make their own decision?
Yeah, I really didn't have to promote it. It was sort of an understood in the house. Dad is an IT geek, and they saw that and lived it every day. So without me really having to push it, it's just been kind of a natural part of our household.
And especially with how technology has been the forefront out here in the business. So of course, like you said, that would just be a natural thing with you being in IT, and then everything that's around us is all connected to IT itself. So can you just give us a little information on what you'll actually be talking on and speaking on with the BYOD itself? What can we expect with the Bring Your Own Device presentation for next Wednesday, April the 18th at Matrix in the perimeter area? Can you just give us a little synopsis?
Absolutely, be happy to. Yeah, it's a topic that's really top of mind today. It's come to be known as Bring Your Own Device, or BYOD, and really what we're going to talk about is a little bit about the impact of the current trend that we see of folks bringing their own devices, whether it's a smartphone or an iPad or an Android-based tablet or even a personally owned laptop, bringing those devices into the corporate network. That scares most IT people, right? Especially the guy that's in charge of data security. So, but I would say most businesses today really don't want to stifle the portability and the creativity that a mobile worker brings to the table. And these mobile workers, especially some of our younger folks that are working in information technology today, they sort of have an expectation that they should be able to bring any device into play for their employer to achieve some goal. So it's hard for a business to justify stifling that today. So, but it still needs to be dealt with, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things to watch for, some of the things that you can do to mitigate that risk, and a little bit about using a reference architecture or some best practices to address how to accommodate an employee, a worker bringing their own device into the corporate network. So that's a little bit about what we'll talk about. And I know we don't have a whole lot of time to do that, but I'm going to do my absolute best to make sure we talk about some of the things that we do at Worldwide to accommodate that and leave plenty of time for questions.
And that would be great, Guy, because we are looking forward to that, especially with Worldwide Technology actually sponsoring our meeting. They're supplying you as the speaker, and also Worldwide Technology, they've actually donated an iPad too as a giveaway that night, and that went in conjunction with our actual membership drive. So everyone that actually joined our organization since January the 1st, or either renewed their membership from January the 1st up until April the 15th, are eligible to win the iPad 2 that Worldwide Technology has donated during this event. And Guy, I believe you're going to be the one who's actually going to select the number of the person who shall receive the iPad 2 that night.
Absolutely, and I can't wait to give it away to the lucky winner. Yeah, it's kind of timely that there's an iPad giveaway with this particular topic because, with the trend today of folks carrying iPads and other tablets, that's the whole subject matter that we're going to address. So a nice tie in there. I don't know if we did that on purpose, but it'll work out nicely.
And Guy, yes, that was definitely done on purpose. So we always have everything planned accordingly. We like to do that here at Atlanta BDPA. But we are looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday, April the 18th from 6 to 8:30. So we can, learn more about the BYOD, the bring your own device, how we can mitigate any of those problems, how we can deal with provisioning, and, of course, making sure our network and security areas are safe out there for our different businesses. And we look forward to a long partnership with Worldwide Technology. And Guy, I want to thank you for your time. And of course, I want to in advance thank you for your knowledge that you're going to be sharing with us next Wednesday.
Well, it's my absolute pleasure, Felicia, and I look forward to meeting everybody. And I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I do have some experience, and we've got some great reference architecture that we can point to. Anytime if you're going to bake a cake, you're going to use a recipe. So the key here is if you're going to let some devices onto the network, you've got to have a recipe to follow. It's no different than baking a cake. So we'll talk a little bit about some of the recipe there.
And thank you, Guy. We look forward to getting that recipe and have it all baked up there. So I want to thank everyone for joining us in the Real Talk series, The Speaker Behind the Topic. See you Wednesday, April the 18th at Matrix, Dunwoody, Georgia, 6 to 8:30. Thank you.